Hey everyone, Lisa from Epic Yarn Gems. I learned a new stitch, or I learned it, but I relearned it. It's called the waffle stitch, and I did make a hat out of it, and I'll show you that finished work in another video, and also where you can get the pattern that I used for it. So I wanted to share with you how to do the waffle stitch. I did a couple variations here with the starting chain number and using the turning chain as counting as a stitch or not. I'm not really sure which one I like best, but I did do them a couple different ways. So in this one, I'm going to use the turning chain as a stitch. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to do in counts of 3 and then add 2 to your foundation chain. To start your first row, you are going to go into the 3rd chain from the hook. The reason that I have you going here is because I am using the first turning chain as a stitch. The objective of this video is more to show you the waffle stitch. So the ends of each of this are not as important to pay attention to, because whatever project you're working on, it's going to tell you if you should be using your first stitch as a double crochet or if you need to add another extra stitch, but this is just for demonstration purposes. And then you're just going to do a double crochet all the way across the row. Getting to the end of the row, you're going to do a chain 2 and turn. Like I said, we are using this as a stitch, so we are not going to go into the top of the stitch, but we're going to actually go into that very first post, and we're going to do a front post double crochet. Then going into the stitch after that, we're going to do a straight double crochet on the top of that stitch, going under both strands or under that V. After those two, we're going to do another front post double crochet. So as we do this, you're going to want to see where you are in your work to make sure you're working into the right area. So you're going to go in through the front, around the back, and back out through the front, and then complete a double crochet. I'll also put links on how to do these front post double crochets and double crochets so that you have the information. And then you are going to do again 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches. After that, you will do that front post double crochet again, and you're going to continue that all the way across the row until you get to the end. Like I said, in this demonstration, I did use the turning chain as a stitch, so just keep that in mind as you go. You can see what's starting to appear is a bit of that waffle with 2 of your stitches pushed behind and 1 stitch pushed forward. It does turn out pretty darn cute for this waffle stitch, so just keep going until the end of the row, and then I will get back with you and we will complete the next row. And for this demonstration, you are going to end on a front post double crochet around that post, the last post, and you are going to then do a chain 2 and turn. So this is a little different than the first row. So because we did use that turning chain as a double crochet, the first stitch that we're going to do is around that next post. So that one would be the first one, and we're going to do a front post double crochet around the next 2 stitches. Now if you were to flip this over and take a look at what you did on the previous row, these are your actual double crochets. So you can see that that one's pushed a little back, and that was your front post on the other side. So here you're just going to do a straight double crochet in the top of that stitch underneath the V. Then you have 2 more, and you're going to do front post double crochets in the next 2. And these were your double crochets from the previous round. And as we continue, you're going to be able to start to see that some of these stitches are pushed forward and some are stitched back, pushed back. So this one's pushed back, so that one will do 1 double crochet in that. And the ones that are pushed forward, we are going to do front post double crochets into that stitch. And this is what's really starting to make that waffle pattern, so that you get like ridges at the top, the bottom, and the two sides. So when I flip this over, you'll start to see how that pattern is starting to emerge. And you're going to do that all the way across. And what you will do is you'll end with a double crochet. So at the very end, like I said, we use that turning chain in this demonstration as a double crochet. So to put a double crochet into that turning chain, we're just going to go into the top of the not the churning chain, the turning chain, and then we are going to go on to our next row. So you can see it's a little difficult to see exactly where it is, but as long as you go into the top of that chain, it'll all work out. After this row 3, you are going to do a chain 2 again, and you're going to turn your work. And now the information we learned in rows 2 and 3, we're just going to repeat that until you get to the length that you want. So we're going to do a front post double crochet in that first stitch, 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches. You can see those are pushed back a little bit. And the next stitch is pushed forward. That is a front post double crochet. And you are going to go around that post and do that front post double crochet. And then you're going to go back and you are going to do 2 double crochets. So you can start to see the ridges here, the waffle pattern. And it's really starting to take shape. And it's just these 2 rows. It's just the repeat of these 2 rows. And once I got the hang of it, I was like, oh, this is really, really easier than it looks, but it creates an awesome texture. So finishing up this very next, or that row that we were working on, so this would have been your row 4, you're going to go into the next stitch with that last stitch as the front post, and then you're going to chain 2 and turn. And this is the repeat of row 3. So because we did use that as a double crochet, we are going to do our front posts now into those 2 stitches that are protruding forward. And then we will do just straight double crochets in the next stitch, which is going back. So I just want to repeat what the pattern is. So for row 2, it's front post double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, front post double crochet. And for row 3, it's front post double crochet, front post double crochet, double crochet. And that is truly the whole waffle pattern. Super simple, great texture. I hope you've enjoyed the video. As always, peace, love, and happiness to you all. Take care. Don't forget to share out this video. If you've liked it, give it a thumbs up. And as always, leave me some comments. I love to hear from you. Take care, all.